Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Beyond Conditioning. Today we are discussing decision making. I feel like we have all been on a journey or came across a time where we are conflicted on what we should do because of the thought of the pros and the cons. Sometimes we go through that journey and we only see the pros of situations. And so once we get or we choose it because of those pros, then we realize there's negatives too. And then sometimes we think of all the negatives and we might not go with the decision and we realize that we're holding ourselves back and being small. And another way to go about the journey is some people do look at the pros and cons and then they get conflicted on what to do because there's pros and cons. And it's like, well, I don't know what to do. And that part of life, I would say, is kind of like you neutralize the situation to where you know there will be a pro and con, but now I don't know what to do. And you don't know what to do because we ultimately want to feel like there's going to be a benefit in going the route that's the most beneficial way. What we forget is the wholeness and the completion of life is knowing that there will be pros and cons. Like there are going to be two sides. It's not going to just be you living in the pros. It's not going to be just you living in the cons. We can think that in moments where we're just like, my life is just bad. And you forget all the good things that happen, whether it's big or small. You're going to be like, oh, my life is just good. And you're going to forget the times where, things got hard or whatnot. But with decision making, for me, an example for me would be, I have like this phase I've realized that I go through. It's like the first day of finding out something that I want to do. Like I think of all like the pros. Like, oh yeah, this is going to be great financially, or it might help me grow. And then it's like the next day I start thinking of the cons. So it's just like, oh wait, I have fear in this. Wait, what if these people don't like me? What if I don't succeed good? And then like the third day, it's like, okay, now I've already seen the pros and the cons from those other days. Now it's just like, okay, I don't know what I want to do because I'm conflicted from being comfortable and uncomfortable, And from that space, you have to just know that even though there's pros and cons to everything in life, you have to have trust and faith in your journey. So sometimes that looks like going through the cons and also considering what's the pros to those cons. Yeah, I might be in fear, but is it really like a dangerous place? No. Okay. Is it going to bring me out of uncomfortability? Yeah. Is that really what I'm afraid of? Probably so. It's going to help me grow in my life. Yes. It's going to help bring resilience and like build my resilience to doing things that I might be afraid to do because of the uncomfortability. Yes. And I feel like when you do that, you realize it kind of don't matter what choices you choose. It was always about what you thought about those choices and how you wanted to maneuver because of those ways of those narratives that you come up with and you continue to think of and like ruminate on. So with that, I feel like that's homework for everyone. Like get a pencil and paper and write down the cons that you think are going on or things you don't like. And ask yourself and really like question, what's the other side to that? What's the benefit to that? What would I grow from that? How can I, navigate it in a different way or perceive it in a different way where it doesn't feel like the focus is like being comfortable, but just knowing like I can do this. Like I don't have to be stagnant, I don't have to limit myself, and I don't have to stay in my small bubble. But I can maneuver life in many different ways, and not just saying that I have to change who I am, but there's space in this world for you to be who you are and still navigate it in a different way, That's like the gist of what I really wanted to talk about. But even with the pros and cons list, I could just speak on that a little bit more, where we think that the pros and cons list will really give us a answer, but it really don't. It really can keep us stagnant. Like I said with my own example, you just feel like you don't know what to do. And so you start prolonging things. You start prolonging your decisions because you're like, oh, well, I don't know because of this. And I do like this, but I don't like that. And next thing you know, it's a year and a half, 2 years. And life is just continue to go because you're just like, I don't know what the pros and cons like. So you have to just choose. That's ultimately what you have to like think about it when it comes to life, because everything has pros and cons. Nothing is just one-sided. We like to live in a narrative fantasy of whatever we think is like the only possible way that it can go. Like it's not gonna go any other way but the way that I keep thinking about it over and over. And it's not true. I know there's probably times in your life where you validated that as truth, but that's not gonna always happen. Like, there's probably been times where you thought the worst outcome, and it wasn't the worst outcome that happened in your life. He's like, oh, like there's some things that we could just really be in fear of, like, oh, I don't want to do this, and it happen. And he's like, oh, I was so stressed out about this. Now it's over. It's like a weight off my shoulder and all that. You feel lighter and all that. You was holding yourself down with your narrative way of thinking of it. So ultimately, decision making is just trusting the route that you take in that journey. Because each decision gonna come with a journey. And that journey gonna have things that you enjoy, things you don't enjoy, things that's gonna challenge you, things that's gonna inspire you. It can come with a community of people if you allow that community in. It will come with all the different things. And we just so in our head. We're kind of like head-based living, where we just want to think things out and figure it out on our own, that we are stopping ourselves from the beauty of life and the unfolding of each journey that we go on. I hope this video helps out when it comes to decision making and just having confidence when you navigate each journey. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.